Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
This is a sham.
No. Y'all, just stop.
Get real.
Good morning. Welcome to DBL. We have two lovely people on the panel, including myself. How are you all?
Who are the other people?
Just you two and then me.
Oh, okay.
I can count.
So you could just say three.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Way to start off on Monday. I'm excited. All right.
Lovely. It seemed like you didn't know our
I was like, who's not lovely?
Name the one. All right, we are just weeks away from the midterm election, and it seems everywhere you look, you're seeing news about one candidate. Say it with me, Herschel Walker. He is a Republican. If you didn't know, he's running for Senate in Georgia against his Democratic rival, Senator Raphael Warnock. Walker is a famous football star, and Warnock is a pastor at Martin Luther King Jr.'s church in Atlanta. Now, Herschel Walker has been in the news for all sorts of scandals, okay? The biggest is the allegation he paid for his ex-girlfriend's abortion with a $700 check. He also misrepresented being a member of law enforcement, most recently by flashing a police badge during a debate.
That's the badge that you have at the bar. When
and then the lady's like, no props. He's like, this isn't a prop.
I can't talk about it though. So.
He was asked about these and other allegations against him on the Today Show. Here's his response. Let's take a look at that.
This is from my hometown. This is from Johnson County, from the sheriff from Johnson County, which is a legit badge.
The Johnson County Sheriff confirmed to NBC News he gave Walker an honorary badge, which allows him to help with community support in a crisis.
Do you know what this $700 check is for?
I have no idea what that can be for.
Is that your signature on the check, though?
Let me see. It could be. But it doesn't matter whether it's my signature or not. I've been very transparent about everything I've ever done.
Okay, despite all of these issues, the race in Georgia is still close, and he could win. So the question we're starting with today is why? Why is this race so close? And is it because the left is too focused on being politically correct, or woke, which is about politically correctness, this turning off the voters? We want to know what you think. Let us know by going to dblvote.com to weigh in. While you guys are doing that, we're going to be discussing the issue of why. Why?
I just want to say this before Lindsay, I want to hear from you first, but if you guys think that the sun will set on this day and I will not own one of those badges, I am going to.
You know, you got a police officer you can reach out to.
I'll be like, Lindsay, should you be talking to me like that?
We should start calling Al a doctor.
You should get both. That's hilarious.
Amazing.
That was pretty ridiculous. I think, let me say this blanketly so everyone doesn't come at me.
Please.
I think Herschel Walker is unfit for political office, period, right? He showed us many times that he has too many flaws to be anybody's leader. But I do think that he did a successful job at painting Biden as somebody who's just not effective for the American people with playing on the economic woes. You see, he kept saying Biden's name that entire time. It almost sounded like a stutter. He said Biden's name so much, and he tied Warnock to Biden so closely that it's like, okay, we all voted for President Biden because he wasn't Trump. And so it seems like Warnock is like, vote for me because I'm not Herschel Walker. And it's like, we want to hear more about what you're going to do that's not Herschel Walker, or people who actually just align with Republicans want to know what the strategy is if they vote for Walker. How is he going to implement some of their, or Warnock, how he's going to implement some of their ideas? Because you don't want to feel like you're left in the dark if you wholly believe in some of the conservative stances that actually propel this country and have worked. And so you don't want to feel like you just have to go to the other side because you're crazy. And so he should not be the person, I think, on the ticket. But that's another problem with who the candidates that we're presenting to everyone, and why we have these faces for these actions and they're not actually people that have morals. And like, you know, we need a standard of a candidate that's going to lead us.
Somebody who's informed enough. He's so uninformed and so dangerous. He once held a gun to his ex-wife's head. He talks about absentee fathers, and then we find out he is an absentee father.
You can't be a pathological liar. Like the bare minimum has to be that.
He graduated from the University of Georgia. He did not. He said he was in the top 1% of his class. He did not. He said he was an agent with the FBI. He is not.
What about the badge?
The badge. The badge.
You know, if I got an honorary doctorate, though, I might be like, yes, Dr. Granger.
And that's allowed, but he's not. What do you think, Al?
You know, Lindsay, I understand when you're saying the voters want to know what Herschel Walker's platform is, and I'm sure he'd be willing to tell you that. But can you believe anything he says? What's the point of asking this man anything? Every word that's come out of his mouth has been such an incredible lie that I feel like people have never seen anybody lie on this level and almost take the stance of the places that he's weakest in. He first came out and he was going to be the black men need to stop being absentee fathers. That was his platform. And then wait a second.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you got a whole basketball team kids you never met. You know, and you know the whole abortion thing, and he's just like, look, I just send get well cards to everybody with a check in it, like he's somebody's grandma. He's lying so much that it almost doesn't matter. And this is a little bit of the Trump strategy. We've seen it work. And I think the bigger thing that we're learning is finally we've seen in our lifetimes, candidates officially do not matter at all. I think that you could have a bag of sand that had an R on it, and people would vote for it. I don't think there'd be any difference.
We're so divided in this country that it's like really pick a side and stand firmly with that side. And so that's kind of what I think is repeating. It's like kind of like, where are you on the line? Are you drawing your hard line? Doesn't matter who it is, you're staying on either side. And so I think we need to find people that are going to start to bridge that gap, because I think politics back in the day didn't look the way they look now. Like, you used to see people reach across the aisle, and that was like the normal thing to do. We weren't blown away and doing a story about Biden going down to Florida and, you know, communicating with Republican leadership. That shouldn't be that big a deal. It's a crisis.
Right.
Yeah, because if you do it now, if you cross the aisle on either way, it will be used against you with your next opponent.
Absolutely.
Because we look at each other as adversaries, and anything that is done, unless it's a hurricane, unless it's COVID masks, anything that is not something that is an immediate concern to all citizens, you will be looked at as a traitor to your party, and you will be voted out.
Let me just concretely, totally validate what you both said. This is from Dana, excuse me, I'm so sorry, I have the wrong one. Dana Loesch, the NRA spokeswoman, about Herschel Walker. Quote, I don't care if Herschel Walker paid to abort endangered baby eagles. I want control of the Senate. That's why he's going to be so close.
It's the quiet part out loud.
They don't care about the policies, the uninformed. They don't care. They just, it could be a bag of sand. They want control of the Senate. And I find it a little weird that we've gotten this far and he's so close. That scares me. But speaking of that, the election, let me actually get to this very close. Poll results, is the left being woke turning off voters? Yes, 49%, 51% say no. All right, so the election hasn't even happened yet, and candidates are already casting doubts on results if they don't win. Carrie Lake, who is running for Arizona governor, was asked about it recently, and she refused to say she'd honor the results if she loses, only saying she'd accept the results if she wins. Another candidate.
That's a good strategy.
I know. Another candidate in Arizona, Blake Masters, is going one step further, calling the election rigged because they're still using machines that he claims can flip the vote. The question we're asking is, do you trust the election, and what does it mean that more and more candidates are questioning the results if they don't win? So the big lie, what do you think? They're winning. What do we think?
I think it's a problem to start from the place of I don't trust any of our systems of voting, and so I'm just going to completely sabotage that, because what do we have to believe in if we can't believe that there is a fair and free voting system? But I do think it's valid to question election results. I think we saw Stacey Abrams do it. I think we saw it happen in the 2004 election with Gore, right? And we watched that closely in Florida. So I think it's something that didn't start with President Trump, but I think that what started with President Trump is never conceding and never actually admitting that you lost the election. That is something that you saw John McCain do. You see many leaders that actually want to lead say, okay, everyone who supports me, let's let this rest. We looked into this and I have lost.
Yeah, 60
and I think that is so important to do.
Right.
What you can't just go in with this energy that it's fake, because then why? It's going to deter people. We fought so hard to get everyone to vote. Imagine deterring all those people to vote because you're telling them over and over again, your vote doesn't matter. This was pre-planned.
But these people are winning. Carrie Lake is a real candidate here. What do you think, Al?
In Arizona, she is, but she's also like, this is a strategy that is going to basically destroy our system pretty quickly, because if we did this, like I said, in the NFL, if before the game starts, they go, the refs are cheating. There's no way that the New York Giants can win tonight because the refs are against us. And there maybe is a close call in the game, like there is in football with human beings running around. They can go, see, told you. And so now you have a fan base that doesn't believe that there's a team in the NFL that is being treated fairly. Well, now the next team does that, and the next team. So now, before we play any game, it doesn't matter if we didn't win, and you don't have a league, and if you don't count the votes, you do not have a democracy. So I don't know where we go from here, but it's such a selfish strategy to say to destroy the machine just for your whack candidacy in Arizona.
Right, you're eroding the trust of democracy so you can get a seat.
Sorry about calling her candidacy.
I was about to say that.
I mean, like, she's such an. When we speak about history, she will not be written about, but she is going to be part of the people that are.
Well, she may be written about because she was a really popular anchor for like decades.
Yeah, so we all know Carrie Lake is on everybody's lips. Me and my homeboys talk about it. Did you see what Carrie said? No, I didn't.
I'm just saying the Republican Party.
For people that live in Arizona, she's pretty popular.
For the Republican
She's
Party.
a non-entity.
Okay, for the Republican Party, though, this has become a trend, and it's not real. It's a lie. That scares me, and I want to know your thoughts.
But is it a lie if people believe it?
Water's wet, Al. Water's wet. Don't tell me it's not. Our interview coming up with the very funny Leslie Jordan. He's telling us all about the new season of Call Me Cat, plus pouring out milk at grocery stores to destroying art with soup. Yeah, we're talking about some bizarre ways people are protesting for environmental change. Stay tuned.
Closed caption.
I'm easily tickled, y'all. It doesn't take much.
We're gonna sit here and be right.
I know y'all gonna be mad at me, but I'm just telling you the truth.
You can smirk all you want. You don't have to tell me to go.
Brad Pitt.
Other than the basis of the segment, you nailed it.
No, I had 4 other questions to get to.
I was going to ask you if you felt.
We just never got to what our tag were.
I just had too many questions. I'm so sorry. Do you think the left is too? I also don't think that's.
It was all good.
Yeah, it was good. I don't think, to me, that's. Personally, the issue is the Republicans want control, and what Al said is that they could have picked a bag of sand is exactly right. Now, I'm not saying we don't.
I think the
Democrats, yeah, I'm not saying Democrats aren't the same in that way, but the bizarreness to me is how uninformed he is and how proud he is of that. That's what's so weird. They don't hide that he's uninformed. He's just uninformed.
Do you remember he said that China's going to blow their bad air over here?
To Georgia. He also said we don't need enough trees. We have enough trees, and the environmental people want us to build more trees. That doesn't really make any sense.
If you look at it,
if we take a look at that,
the lens of a bong.
I don't think. I just don't get it, and I wonder if also you think. I don't know if we go there, but it feels very tokenism to me to have a black candidate for the. You know what I mean? It feels very like just puts a puppet on there.
I don't think that they would ever have a white candidate that was this flawed. Roy Moore would be in there, but Roy Moore's in Alabama, and he still lost, but it was close.
It was close, and he can't go to malls.
This is a man that was banned from 2 malls.
2 malls.
Do you know how hard it's
looking
got
at
to be?
teenagers.
Do you understand what you have to do to get kicked out of a mall?
You could do anything in a mall.
Like, and would they have your picture up?
He's like, get out. He wrote to vote for himself on a horse.
Yeah, that was
which is cool, which is fine.
That was not cool.
Like, when did she get this done?
But yeah, the mall thing's weird, and he.
It's not weird. It means he's committing crimes in public.
That's right.
Yeah,
he's stalking 14-year-olds. Roy Moore, everyone.
You know how kids transform, like they turn into.
Welcome back. There's a new trend, and I'm sure y'all have seen it in the environmental movement, protests that are getting a little weird. Here are some examples. Teenage protesters in England are pouring out cartons of milk in grocery stores. Last week, famously, eco-protesters dumped cans, this hurts my heart, of tomato soup on Vincent van Gogh's famous sunflowers painting at a museum in London, and then super glued their hands to the wall. Also last week, a pair of protesters super glued their hands, but this time they did it to a Picasso painting. And who could forget last spring when an environmentalist smeared pie on the Mona Lisa in Paris? So I want to get your take on this. Are these effective? Why are there so many of them? Or, and I hear a lot of this from you guys, is it backfiring?
It's a backfire. I would think that we would have to have precedent of this working. We have seen protests work. Obviously, the civil rights movement showed us that. Being effective and organized and moving in a direction and slowing down the means of production, whether it's, the bus protests.
Sit-ins, right.
You can do things to cause the public to pay attention to what your agenda is. But this, Lindsay, is borderline sacrilege to a lot of people like Tori that grew up in the art world, or just like these pieces of art that we cannot recreate again. I don't think this is effective at all, to say the very least.
Well, when I watched all these stories, I kind of still was lost. I had to ask Tori this morning, like, so what was the point of the protest again?
That's not a good
I
sign.
watched it and I read it. And usually, as somebody who was a journalist, I'll read the whole story, but this was uninteresting to me, pouring milk all over the ground. I was like, no, the point is lost on me that you're trying to make when you do stupidity like this. Like, you're naming other protests like sitting in, a sit-in, or, these are like peaceful protests. This is actually like wrecking someone's store or artwork that costs millions, or somebody spent their years curating their collection. It's just like, what point are you proving? I still don't understand how that painting has ties to the environment at all.
Have they done that? Because I know that they've been, and I don't know if we have footage of it, I know that they've been also, because they super glue their hands, and it hasn't just been art, it's been, I was actually watching a basketball game live when it happened last year in the playoffs. A woman ran from the baseline and super glued, there's her on the screen, super glued her hand to the baseline. And I remember, I thought it was a crazy fan, and the way her hair kind of hit the ground, it looked like, I thought she had been shot because she was laying on the ground, and it happened in real time.
So it didn't give you
and the camera cut away, so it even looked even worse. But yeah, it was just a woman super
But I even get mad, even though I understand people who are PETA advocates, I get mad when they take paint and throw them on people's fur coats. There's a better way to get the results that you're looking for without acting like a fool.
Yeah.
To me, that's not appropriate.
That's assault in some ways, battery.
Exactly.
Right.
And theft as well.
I agree. I have a problem because I am such a believer in protests, and I also believe if you don't go high enough stakes, we don't talk about it and things don't change.
Yes.
The fact that they picked the rich elitist Van Gogh painting would get attention, and because protests are supposed to make you uncomfortable, they do it in those type of places, and somewhat effective is that we're talking about it. The one problem is we're not talking about what they protested for.
I don't even know what
it's
they want.
environmental, it's no oil, it's for plant-based milk, but we're not discussing that. It got lost. It got lost in the message. I agree with you. Coming up on DBL, our hilarious interview with Leslie. No, you're on the staff. Leslie Jordan. He's telling us about season 3. Call me Kat.
Meet Martha. Martha is...
You may have seen many TV ads like this one showing clips from newscasts in a political commercial.
And it basically argued the United States has suffered as a result of women having the right to vote.
So let's verify. Can political ads run clips from local newscasts without consent? Our sources are the U.S. copyright law, the Federal Communications Commission, and Jeffrey Swartz, a professor of law at WMU Cooley Law School specializing in constitutional law.
Absolutely, they can, even though your broadcasts are copyrighted. When you put them out there, as long as they're given attribution, then that's all that's necessary. And since your logo is usually right there on what they're putting out, they're giving you attribution.
Under U.S. copyright law, it is legal to use copyrighted material without the holder's consent. That's called fair use.
The idea that when you put something out for public consumption, and it relates to an issue that is basically public decision to make, then the use of whatever you put out there is fair.
As journalists, we often use fair use ourselves. You may see a movie, TV show, or ad clip in a story, which we can use under fair use with attribution.
Anybody who says, why don't you sue them for using your images are out there for public consumption. And as long as they're not taken out of context or misused in any way, then there's nothing that you can do. Filing a lawsuit is a waste of everybody's time.
Could we just not run the ad? No. Under FCC regulations, TV stations do not have power to censor material broadcast by a candidate. We have to accept ads from all parties, and there has to be reasonable access, equal opportunity access, and at the lowest unit rate. So we can verify, yes, political ads can use clips of local newscasts without consent, as long as proper attribution is given.
Welcome back. Leslie Jordan is known as a scene stealer in the best way possible, and he's become quite the social media star with his hilarious videos. Earlier, we chatted with him about the new season of the show, Call Me Kat. Get ready to laugh. Check it out.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, Leslie Jordan.
Yes. Leslie, so you just put a smile on everybody's face. So happy you're here.
Cameraman was just over there.
Rob, the cameraman, I think he's got some of those videos in his future. That's what I was pointing out. So You always post hilarious videos, but you posted some hilarious videos with your friend Sharon Stone. What's the wildest memory you have with Sharon?
Ooh.
Wildest, you know what's amazing is she's not wild. She's that's her beautiful home you see there. Well, licking me. We came, that's the power of Instagram, is that she started direct messaging me. And I told her that I'd love to meet her. We'd had lunch, and we had hit it off like you wouldn't believe. And so I go over to her house and everything. Puff, and go party. And, here we are.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Fabulous.
There's a lot in between we didn't cover.
Yes. If you wonder why we love you so much here on DBL, it's right there. You are just a saint. We love you. And I love the fact that you are on, you recently filmed a special for Fox's Lego Masters. Super cool. So I have to ask you, and I need you to be honest, are you an expert Lego builder?
Ooh.
I showed up having never even touched a Lego. We were in Atlanta for 10 days. We shot that special for 10 full days in Atlanta. And I showed up not knowing anything. And I would say that I am now a Lego master.
Wow.
I can do. The hardest thing is doing circles. There's all kinds of ways you can do this and that. We built everything from bridges to castles. And it's the kind of show, it's going to be around Christmas, but it's not just for the kids. Adults, everybody loves Legos. And so I was so proud to be a part of that.
Oh my God, Leslie, I just have to say really quick, I'm building like the most iconic Elsa castle right now with a sled for Anna, a Lego one. Yeah, I know, it's fabulous. Even like a really cool like snowball playground scene. And it's, I'm really into it right now. Yeah.
Those parents are shame.
Way to make us all look
he left. He's like, dude,
oh, no.
I'm the expert.
Come back. He's like,
Sam's story. Man. He's back.
Oh, he's back. Okay, good. Right?
Guys, I'm so sorry. Listen, that was the agents who set this up, calling me for what? Heads are gonna roll. Heads are gonna roll.
Well, then let's utilize our time, because we got to see a little bit of your show, Call Me Kat, and then I heard that your character was supposed to be a Phyllis, and then it became a Phil. Tell us.
Yes. Well, I got hired to play the part of Carter in the bar. I was going to be a bartender, and I got hired to play that part, and then the Darlene Hunt, who created the series, called and said, we can't find a Phyllis. And I knew what she was going to say, because I wanted Phyllis's lines. They were the big laugh lines. I said, I'll be Phyllis. I can be Phyllis. She said, well, could you put it down on your phone, just like a little audition? I said, I'll come in. I'll come in and audition. So I went in to audition for a show that I already had, and I got that part. So Phyllis is now Phil, and the rest is history.
I love it. Can't wait.
Every Thursday.
Yes. I could talk to you all day.
I know. Well, luckily to you and DBL Nation, we can watch Leslie in season 3 of Call Me Kat on Fox. New episodes come out on Thursdays. We appreciate you, even though we only saw little bits of you. So we're going to have to get you back on.
You're the best, man.
Please have me back. I'm circling the block. They say, is he available? Honey, I'm circling the block.
You circle that block, Leslie.
Bye, Leslie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, bro.
Bye-bye.
Football star turned political candidate Herschel Walker is trying to unseat Democratic incumbent Raphael Warnock in Georgia's U.S. Senate race. As Election Day nears, some on social media, including this viral tweet with more than 40,000 likes, are claiming that Walker received a significant donation from the Home Depot. But is that true? Let's verify. Our sources are the Federal Election Commission, the Home Depot, the National Republican Senatorial Committee, and OpenSecrets.org, a nonprofit organization that tracks political donations. In 2021 and 22, Walker's campaign received 2 donations totaling $1.75 million from Home Depot co-founder Bernie Marcus through a super PAC supporting Walker called 34N22. But Marcus hasn't worked for the company since he retired as chairman in 2002. Home Depot responded to the viral tweet, saying they never contributed to Walker's campaign. The retailer emailed Verify a statement reiterating that point, adding that it does support candidates on both sides of the aisle.
So we can verify, no, the Home Depot did not donate $1.75 million directly to Herschel Walker's campaign. FEC and Open Secrets records do show that the company donated $90,000 to the National Republican Senatorial Committee, which has partnered with Walker for ad campaigns in 2021 and 22.
The Home Depot has also donated to several Democratic candidates
and the Georgia Senate Democratic Caucus as recently as June of 2022. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
We're seeing it all across the country. Weed laws are being stripped away. In both D.C. and Virginia, it's legal already for adults to possess small amounts of weed, and Maryland could be next. The state is holding a referendum on this issue this November. And with all these changes, some on social media are wondering how plane travel plays into this. So let's verify. If you're traveling between two states where it's legal to possess, can you legally bring weed on a plane? Our sources are the Transportation Security Administration, or TSA, the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority, and Tyson Daniel, a Virginia lawyer specializing in cannabis law. Daniel says that the answer here is pretty clear-cut.
Is one allowed to do that? Legally, no.
Daniel says whether state law allows it or not, in an airport, you need to follow federal law, which restricts possession of weed.
No matter how you slice it, if you're going through TSA, you're necessarily part of the federal rubric. There's federal law that certainly applies.
But here's the thing. The TSA tells us that they are not looking for weed or any other drugs. That's because their main focus is on keeping planes safe from weapons or explosives. However, if they do find illegal drugs during routine screenings, a spokesperson tells us they're obligated to tell local law enforcement. The spokesperson saying, quote, "It's up to local law enforcement as to whether there is any criminal charge." Now, we reached out to a spokesperson for the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority Police. They tell us that they, quote, "enforce laws in accordance with the Code of Virginia." With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter answers your questions, clarifies what's true and false, and even includes a daily fun fact. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
Welcome back. If you're tired during the day, the reason why might be deeper than not just getting enough sleep. You actually might be suffering from a more serious sleeping disorder. So it's time for some joint and muscle support brought to you by Omega XL. You may want to get checked for a sleeping disorder if it takes you more than 30 minutes to fall asleep. Other warning signs include having a hard time focusing at work, falling asleep when you're reading or watching TV, and of course, snoring. You also shouldn't have to rely on coffee or caffeine daily to stay awake. If you notice any of these signs, see your doctor, because good health starts with a good night. Omega XL has improved the lives of millions of consumers, supported by 30 years of clinical research. Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits have transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. Call 1-800-686-5325 or visit omegaxl.com for more information. We also just hired a new host, ladies and gentlemen, Kingsley! Look at that bell bottoms! That's the cutest baby in the world!
Hey, your belly's sticking out.